It is day 7, and we have left the Advent calendar for the pond outside the Advent calendar for the Seven Swans a Swimming Day of Advent. And I know for a fact that the 12 days of Christmas and Advent do not match up. Actually, it goes from Advent into 12 days of Christmas, but I don't
Yeah.
care.
No, this is totally thematically inconsistent in every
Yep.
way.
And
But
we
on
are
the
the
other
ditch
hand,
diggers.
you look very sexy in hip waders, Mer.
I always do. Yeah, hip waders
Yeah.
and me. I think my body was built for hip waders.
Might have been, yeah. People underestimate the allure of a good old-fashioned pair of rubber hip waders.
Yep. Boy, howdy. So me
Boy,
and the
howdy.
swans. Swans are nicer than geese, but only a little bit because they're prettier.
Yeah. I mean, I had to punch one because it was mad dogging me, but now that I've asserted my dominance, I think we'll be cool. I didn't really punch a swan.
I'm more wondering about your need to assert dominance over swans.
It's not a need, it's a necessity. If you don't assert your dominance over the swans when you're in their turf, you will become the swans, I don't want to, every word I'm thinking of is problematic, so I'm just going to stop.
Okay.
But yeah.
Tool.
So
You
it's
will
the
become the
Advent.
swan's tool.
Okay, I understand. I'm moving on.
I'm proud of myself.
No, I'm proud of you as well. I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge that.
Just
We're all
not proud
very
of you for
proud.
what you just said. Okay, so back in May, the month, Alex, a different Alex, wrote to say, I'm a visually impaired writer that just finished the first draft of my novel. I'm still a long ways off from publication, but I know I'll need to at least start working on networking in the meantime. Oh, wait a minute, we covered this with Elsa. This was the
We
one we
did
covered with Elsa.
yeah. But I think the reason that you're putting it on the show is because we based the whole episode on it, so we didn't like take it in the Q&A
Yeah.
portion. But yeah, we did, Alex. We did a whole episode for you, so hopefully you caught that.
Yes, hope so. We're gonna just
And
leave
a
this
writer who,
in
yeah,
just to let people know that we pay attention.
we pay
Okay.
attention. We pay attention. Hashtag dictionaries.
All right, we are back up to the end of May. Does this person want to be
We
anonymous?
backed
No.
up the end
Yeah.
of May.
Yep.
Beep beep beep. That's me backing up May.
Here's a question about sensitivity readers.
I like how you totally no sold that. What is the question about sensitivity readers, Mark?
Let me get to the question. There's a lot of background.
You know, colorful backstory is important.
Is the use of a sensitivity reader something can or should expect a publisher to employ, or is it a necessary part of editing that I should utilize before submission? I worry about relying on publishers to find any remaining problems in my work, considering how often problematic content slips through editing cracks, but the cost of sensitivity readers is steep for a new writer.
I mean, there is still no industry standard on this.
Yeah.
But I absolutely believe that if they have bought your book and are familiar with the content, I would absolutely lean on them or have your agent lean on them to pay for the sensitivity read. I think it's their responsibility, and it's something every publisher should do, particularly when you have content that needs that kind of editing.
You
So
put, correct me if I'm wrong, you put that in your contract, didn't you?
yeah, my
Yeah.
agent worked for that very hard
Yeah.
because I have a person with disabilities as one of the characters in the book.
But when you come to the actual submission, um,
Yeah, that wasn't. No, we didn't talk about that. And it's the dog can bark. It's fine. It adds folksy color to the show. Just leave it in.
folksy color.
Yes, it does. No, during the submission process, like, just worry about selling the fucking book first. Seriously, like, if there's problems with it, you can and should address them later. If you can't afford it, if you really feel like I am worried about this, I want to give it a sensitivity edit before it goes out. Like, that's one thing, then you might try to find a way to pay for a sensitivity edit because you should always pay your sensitivity editor.
Yes.
But if it's just something like I want to, before public consumption happens on this, I want to make sure all the fine points are where they should be. Like, if you feel confident in it, except for that, that part of it, then I wouldn't worry about it up front. I would just worry about getting it sold, and then that's part of the editorial process. It should be part of the editorial process. It's not current. Again, this is not currently standard. This is some people would
Yeah.
consider this a radical position I'm taking, but I strongly feel that should be a standard part of any especially a big publisher's editing process. And even if it's not, and it isn't, because again, this is not a thing that really exists yet, you should absolutely lobby hard for that to happen, and you should lobby for that to be in your contract, and that's how that will eventually change. So,
So within, if I can ask, Matt, within your contract, do you have, if there's a sensitivity reader needed, then the publisher will pay for it, or do you have when Matt requests a sensitivity reader, the publisher will find it and pay for it, or what if the publisher doesn't think you need a sensitivity reader and you do?
I need to refer, but I believe it's specific to this particular work
I
right
see.
now, or yeah. So for this particular work, we will get a sensitivity read on it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the whole sensitivity readers and the economy around it and what you expect from them and what you should do with their advice, that's still hotly debated. And about the only thing we can come down on is definitely pay them.
Yeah, they need to be paid, and so yeah, if they're employed in any capacity at any stage by anyone, they absolutely should be paid. It's not a free service; they're editing.
Yeah.
Editors should be paid.
Yep.
So yeah, that's where I stand on the whole thing. Do again want to reiterate it. This is not like industry standard advice because there is no industry standard on this. You kind of got to figure this one out for yourself at this point, but it's worth doing.
Definitely. All right, so that's a shorter one than we've been doing. I think we're getting more concise. We didn't have hardly any tangents. Did not
unlike
go
the
off
last
into
episode.
George Bailey land. What?
Unlike the last episode where
Yes.
I ranted about A Christmas Carol for 5 minutes.
And I ranted about It's a Wonderful Life for another next 5.
For an additional 5 minutes. So yeah, we're doing better.
Yeah.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays. It is, you can find me in the show notes and everything at Murverse.com. I am on Twitter at Mighty Mur, and you can support our Patreon, which helps keep the lights on and the dogs fed and water the tree that Matt watches other dogs pee on. At Patreon, I don't know where I went with that. Patreon.com/Mighty Mur.
No, we have the most popular pea tree on the street, and I'm very happy about that. I'm on Twitter at Matt F. Wallace, where I will continue to tweet, assuming there isn't a Swan uprising when they eventually challenge my dominance and usurp me. Because Swans are vicious bastards when they stage a coup. And I'm on YouTube at Angry Writer.
All these things are true.
I'm Angry Writer on YouTube.
Yes. And you're an angry writer overall.
I am. It works so many ways.
Yes. Layers. All right. We will see you tomorrow with 8 Maids a Milking. You're right. I don't know what I'm going to do once we get past 12, but we'll figure it out then.